Hey, I think I'm live. Cool. Morning, guys. It's Jeff. Yeah, I've been off YouTube for a little while. Just messing about doing some live streaming here. I don't really expect anyone to watch, to be honest. But I think what I'm going to do today, I'm gonna gonna read some of Hemet Meta's blogs. I'm just gonna react to some articles. I'm gonna just go through some of these, and we'll have a bit of yeah, we'll have a bit of fun with this. Just give me a minute to here because I'm going to be. I just need to try and link this to my social media profiles and so on. So yeah, so we'll be. But that's what I think I'm going to do today. I haven't really. I do enjoy Hammett Meta actually. His blog's really good. I, some of the articles I don't like, saying the Ken Ham videos and so on that I've been doing. You know, they're so I'm going to be do yeah. So I'm sort of somewhat in the process of just linking this up to my social media accounts and so on right now. So I kind of have to do this on my phone, to be honest. I'm recording this on a tablet, so okay. So I think we'll just start then, really. And I know nobody's watching this, but I think I'll just start, and maybe someone will watch later. I don't know. Let's go have a look through these articles here. I just want to have a. I know I'm reading these, and reacting. This is the first time I'm going to be reading some of these. Let's have a little look through some of these. Let's find any. Oh, this is always a good one. Anti-gay Baptist preacher resigns from church after being with prostitutes. Good old-fashioned. Let's start with this one, shall we? Good old-fashioned evangelist sex scandal here, or Baptist. Pastor Donnie Romero, Steadfast Baptist Church, Fort Worth, Texas, Independent Fundamental Baptist, better known for spewing hate than teaching people to act like Jesus. How is that surprising? So, yeah, he's Romero's no longer a pastor. He's been accused of being with prostitutes, using part and gambling. I was actually, well, you know, why does none of this surprise me? Why does none of this surprise me? So many of them get on that bloody pulpit and preach and stuff, but they don't. But I mean, he's, you know, they just don't sort of live that the way they preach, do they? Reading here, he's used some awful language about LGBTQ people, including, you know, the F word. Apparently, I won't use it on here. They want to snatch your children, hurt and rape them. No, I think you're getting them confused with Catholic priests, mate. That's where I'd be more concerned with. So, okay, that's just a short one. Let's go back to this. Let's go back. Let's find another article. I thought that'd be a bit more interesting, but yeah. So let's go to the second page. I'm just looking for a good article. That I do enjoy Hemet Meta's blog actually. I like his take on things. He's yeah, he's where I get a lot of my information from those oh now okay. This he's done something about the whole Neil deGrasse Tyson thing here. I mean this so it's gonna be an update on this. This is quite disappointing because I always liked Neil deGrasse Tyson. I mean, he's a very good science communicator. I mean, he did that updated version of Carl Sagan's old series Cosmos. And yeah, he's been accused of sexual misconduct. He's denying them. I kind of, in this case, I really kind of hope this isn't true. I really do. But Star Talk, yeah. So they're basically National Geographic's announcing that they won't be airing his show whilst this investigation's going on. I mean, really, I hope Tyson's being candid and honest about this. It was a former colleague, and I've got to be honest. Yeah, I got to be honest. It's it's not like this person sounded pretty credible on the surface. The person, so I really hope there's no truth in this. Oh no! Oh my word! Oh, now this one I've got to read. Exorcist Bob Larson unwittingly rid the demons of an undercover atheist. I've got to read this. I have got to read this. Right? No, I'm familiar with Bob Larson. I kind of came across him a few years ago, actually, through someone I knew. Okay, I won't go any further than that. But this is a guy who's a self-proclaimed exorcist who rids people. The guy's a fucking snake oil salesman. He's an absolute fucking con artist. But I don't know. For some reason, there's people that take this guy seriously. I mean, even a lot of other like priests now. I know certainly some Catholic preachers who've performed exorcisms have called this guy a charlatan. He is a fucking. He is an absolute goof. Oh my good lord. Two atheists just they two atheists convinced Bob Larson that one of them was possessed by demons, and then the exorcist cured the man in front of the live audience. Then broadcast. Oh my god, this up on YouTube. Right, you're probably going to hear the audio of this, I think, but oh no, it's about 12 minutes long. Oh no, this is difficult. I'm going to explain this, but he's kind of like getting his hand, putting the Bible on this guy, and the guy's like falling down. Oh, this is such drivel. I don't know if I can pay. I don't know if I can.
Are you a Christian now? I want to be. Is it right for you, John? I would hope to be, yes.
This guy is a.
You're not putting the fear of God into the devil that way. So you see, you did know the Lord walked away. God, it wasn't really primarily my family, so it wasn't.
Yeah, he's shoving. Oh, this is ridiculous. Okay, I can't watch no more of this shit, to be honest. And you only get the audio of this, so it's difficult to describe this. But first couple and seconds of video, you see he's shoving the Bible into the guy's body, and he's like, what? And he fell down through Larson's powers, like acting like he was being cured of this demon in front of him. This is back in August, so yeah, just in Michigan. Oh, they'd also attended an event with Peter Popoff a little while. Now he's another well-known bloody charlatan. He's the one James Randi exposed for being, you know, he was the faith healer. You know, he's an insidious piece of work, Peter Popoff. I think this about faith healers and all, and probably even someone like Bob Larson as well. I think they're just insidious people. Because a lot of the time they're telling people to throw their medication away and stuff. And you know, and I mean they're making kind of claims that they can cure cancers and all sorts of stuff like this. It's just bullshit. This is just bullshit. But yeah, I'm familiar with Bob Larson. He's an absolute the bloke's an absolute snake oil salesman. So they bought him. So they got him on stage. I'm trying to get to the bit now. Did Larson ever find out? This is the thing. Larson asked the cameras to be turned. He then turned the crowd that he was about to do a live demonstration. They could watch his methods and actions. It's quite as tense, you know. So I'm gonna say this exorcism shit is dangerous to people. Okay, I know that this is dangerous to people. Because a lot of people go to these fuckwits like this, who think they got demons when they might have mental health issues in this. And I let's just say I kind of know about this from someone. Yeah, someone I know. I'm not going to say any more than that. Who was exorcised by one of these people. I've got a feeling this person that performed the exorcism might have been trained by Larson. I'm not entirely sure on that point though. But Larson, yeah, I mean he does these So okay, he got pulled on stage. If he was lying with his backstory, they might not trust him. Okay. And he got up there, told Larson he wasn't a Christian. Come on, is there more to this? He wasn't lying, he's just telling the truth in whole. Okay, and let's see the beginning. I'm trying to get to when Larson reacts. Okay, he bought... So he didn't necessarily... He has a demon... He brought up his... Okay, so he really kind of cons Bob Larson brilliantly here, because he told some things that were true. He brought up this guy apparently had some Cherokee heritage or something, some Native American. Larson often exercises Native Americans, telling them they got demons and stuff. Apparently, so it genuinely hurt when Larson hit him with this Bible. You see him, he's like, he got this Bible and he like just shoves it into them like real hard, like be gone, D. Oh, it's ridiculous. I'm gonna have to share this story, I think. I'm gonna have to share this. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think, but I do, Jen. I'm sorry if I'm being a bit dull here. I'm actually just kind of sharing something. I'm one of these guys that's not very good at multitasking, you see. So I fucking struggle with do one task. a lot of the time. Yeah, but I really have to, you do not know the kind of disdain I have for people like this. I just find them insidious. I really do. People like this, exorcist, faith healers, because they're fucking. I mean, this guy's a. If you ever saw this guy, he's a total snake oil salesman. Yeah, right. Shall we find another story here? I do enjoy this. I want to find. I'm hoping there's some Ken Ham stories on here actually. So I was thinking of coming on here and just doing some reaction to like some answers news or something, but a lot of people seem to do that already. There's- I'm not sure that copied very well onto my onto my Facebook, to be honest. I really am not sure about this. I'm gonna have to try this another way. But yeah, but I'll find some other stories in a second. So no one's actually watching this shit anyway. So right now, so yeah, so it doesn't really matter. I mean, yeah. I know this is probably boring as shit. No one wants to watch people. So anyway, let's go back. Let's find something else, shall we? We can talk about on here. Okay, I thought that'd be a better story than it was. I mean, especially because I'm very familiar with that guy. I don't know whether I'm going to do more atheist content or not. It's very difficult to know what to bring to the table with this stuff, really. So I'm very much an amateur, and yeah, it's difficult to know what to really bring to the table because there's so many people who do some great stuff out there already. like I was going to do like some maybe reacting to Answers News and stuff, but guys like Paula Gia and the Utah Outcast do such a great job on that already. And you got I was gonna I mean, did think about like doing some reactions to like some Paula Morgan or Girl Defined videos, but I actually just find them so cringe-inducing. I can't watch them. And again, there's other people who seem to have done this already. I almost feel now I mean, with Girl Defined Ministries, I almost feel that there's I always think most of the people going there on that channel are atheists who just want, and it's a form of self-harm for them. It's kind of what it's like. It really is. That's what they are so cringy. And these other two, Paul and Morgan. Oh my God, Lord! Right. No, this is an interesting one. How the Jehovah's Witnesses covered up abuse by an elder. I'm glad this gets reported on because this was a couple of days ago. Hemet Meta again, read. Because this don't get brought up enough. This really doesn't. I mean, we all hear about the abuses going on in the Catholic Church. And I'm great that they're being brought to light. I mean, it's terrible that they're doing nothing. The Catholic Church is doing nothing but paying some little bit of lip service to this. But they're not the only church group with this issue. Jehovah's Witnesses have got a bit of history with this as well, and it's and again, I'm sure they're not even the. Oh, it's a link to a YouTube video. Okay, but I'll just read this. A few years ago, Australia's Royal Commission into Institutional Responses to Child Sexual Abuse began looking into the Jehovah's Witnesses. This was a religious group with a history of abuse and cover-up mentality. The final report of their findings concluded that kids were not adequately protected from risk of sexual abuse within the organisation. I wrote more about the findings here. So, okay, there might be an article I can read, but just released a lengthy explanation from the testimony. It was claiming witnesses went to hide the scandal and pressure a victim against speaking out. Keep this in mind when you hear about, like, the Catholic Church here, because they do not have a monopoly on this at all. We hear most about them, but oh, okay. Well, he did actually write something about this a couple of years ago, but I don't really want to go back and read old news. I probably really should have read this and prepared sort of bit, but I just thought what I'd do is come on here and just read some of this stuff and just give my thoughts as I read them. Really, it's all maybe more authentic, but I'm probably sure I should have read some of this and thought it out a bit more. I was very good to see someone expose Bob Larson, because the bloke is the bloke's an insidious fucking con man. It does a lot more harm than good. Oh, I've got to read this one. I think I shared something about this today. After a 3-year wait, the Satanists will deliver invocation in Arizona. Okay. The Satanic Temple, I'm not surprised. I like the Satanic Temple, actually. I do love them. I thought to be honest, I thought they were kind of just trolling at first, but I do think there's something, I mean, hearing some talks by Lucian Greaves, I think there is something very serious to them, and there is a philosophy there. But they actually, certainly in the United States, and sometimes even here in the UK, they've got chapters here, and they do some good stuff. But there's a but they're very good in the United States of bringing up this whole church-state divide line, because it's those that obviously know the United States is supposed to be a secular nation. There's not supposed to be any religious iconography or anything in public places or within state houses, but this quite often is just ignored by a lot of the Christians there, who've put up statues of the Ten Commandments and so on. So what's quite often happened is that the Satanic Temple have gone around after like a statue of the Ten Commandments has been put up, and got a statue of Baphomet put up next to it, and it's caused all this outrage. But then they've had to point out they can't sort of say no to them really, because so they've won a few cases like this. It's really brought this up. But so what's this now? So they asked a couple of years ago to city councils to deliver an invocation in Scottsdale after initially getting the yes, and the city. So effectively they were opening up a council meeting really, with like a satanic invocation. Let's be clear, they don't actually believe in a literal Satan, these people. They don't, they're actually sort of atheists, but they don't actually it's more, Satan's more a metaphor for things. I mean, anyone from the Satanic Temple sees this and wants to maybe elaborate on the comments or something a bit better than I can, then please feel free, because I don't want to be feeling like I'm misrepresenting any of you guys, because I like what a lot of you guys do. Don't necessarily agree with them on everything, but I do have a lot of respect for them. So oh, good Lord. Okay, Jerry Falwell Jr., and Donald Trump. Let's read this one. Jerry Falwell Jr. says, "There's nothing Trump can do to lose my support." That says a lot, doesn't it? Really, just that says a lot. Falwell Jr., I mean, the apple hasn't fallen too far from the tree there, is it? But he's actually said, is there anything President Trump could do that would endanger that support from you or other evangelical leaders? No. That's the shortest answer so far. Only because I know what he wants as best as can. But yeah, he can imagine Jesus walking on water, but Trump doing something bad. That's impossible. Oh, I mean, it's, I almost think that, I mean, this is one of the things that actually really surprised me in America with evangelical Christians, that so many of them are supporting Donald Trump, and are just seeming to be, I mean, Trump's sort of just about guilty of just about all the things these preachers preach against, more or less. Not all of them, but a lot of them. You know, and yet it's like they just blind themselves to anything, Donald, that they just blind themselves to stuff like Donald, things Donald Trump does or something. I mean, yeah, I mean, obviously, I think Hammett meant what. Put it well. What else do you expect from a man whose religious life is dedicated to ignoring critical thinking? Full well sees what he wants to see. Yeah, that's very true. You know, cherry picks the favourite parts of Trump's life, distorts the rest, and pretend those of us are looking at the full picture of being unfair. It's actually the same. When he said it's the same way he treats the Bible. That's very true. It's they see what they want to see. Okay, I don't know if how much longer to go on with this. This probably would have been a much better video if I'd. Oh, there's another invocation with Satan's and Pastafarians as well. I love the Pastafarians. Flying spaghetti monster all the way for me. Similar story. I won't read it because it's similar to. Yeah, I think I was going to read man posing as a priest tried scamming victims via text message. See, I was hoping to find on here some it's maybe. Let me have a look. I'm going to try and see what the latest is on my old buddy Mr. Ham. Sort by. This really isn't been very helpful, this page. Okay. Well, I'm going to have to sign off here, actually, because I got to go have my breakfast, so... Okay. Alright, I'll see you guys later, alright. Salute.